Hello, and welcome to Aesop Grimm's Chronicles, where the emphasis is on immersion and storytelling. While some games contain mature themes or language, you can expect clean commentary from me as a narrator. Additionally, I will provide a content summary in the intro video for each chronicled series, so no one is blindsided or surprised. Let's play a story. Welcome everybody, I am Aesop Grimm and this is Chronicle 2 for Destiny 2, and there is some explanation required for that. But first and foremost, let's get to what these intro videos really revolve around, and that's the content briefing. This is for every single audience member out there. You never know what somebody's background is or what they've experienced in life, and so I actually kind of put it on myself to not blindside any of my potential viewers. I really want to take care to give people a heads up on what kind of content they're going to be seeing, so that those who have bad memories that could be associated or triggered by things can see what's coming up and realize, oh, I better not, or something like that. This is just really something I think is a responsible thing to do. So that said, this is Chronicle number 2, so we're going to do an abridged version of that. I am going to read you the ESRB rating for Destiny 2. It's rated T for teen, and that is because of blood, language, and violence. The rating summary reads like this. This is a first-person shooter in which players assume the role of a group called Guardians, defending humanity against an alien force. Players travel across futuristic landscapes and planets to battle a horde of alien creatures. Players use pistols, machine guns, rocket launchers, and various elemental weapons like flame swords or lightning staves to kill enemies. Battles are frenetic and are accompanied by realistic gunfire and large explosions. Cutscenes sometimes depict dramatic spaceship battles and characters getting shot, electrocuted, and strangled. Splashes of red blood occasionally appear on the screen when players are injured, and some creatures emit splashes of black liquid when killed. The word a-hole is heard in the dialogue. Okay, so that should give you a heads up on what's coming up. I hope that serves as enough of a briefing to let you know, to give you a good sight picture of what this is going, what the future content here will entail. Okay, now that said, let's go ahead and move into what this chronicle is about, how it came about, how things are organized. And to do that, I have to talk about Chronicle number 1 first. Chronicle number 1 is documenting my experience as a brand new player, a PC player, into the Destiny 2 universe. Now, I spent about 15 or 20 minutes in Destiny 1, so it's not like I've never been in this game before, but 15 to 20 minutes is not very long. I checked it out. It did not appeal to me. I was heavily into Skyrim at the time, and that Skyrim was on a PC. It was fully modified. It looked absolutely gorgeous. It was movie-like. And Destiny 1 on the PlayStation just really couldn't hold up for me at the time. So I have to honestly say, 2020 hindsight, I didn't give it enough of a chance, I don't think. But that said, it was kind of just, I never went back to it. I'm a PC player. That thing was on the PlayStation. I had a PlayStation, but I never used it. I always end up giving my consoles away to a friend of mine who's got kids. Friends of mine who are kind of strapped and they have kids. I give them my consoles and to give to their kids for Christmas, stuff like that. Because they sit there and collect dust. Now I don't have any, right? And don't get it twisted. It's not like I'm wealthy, right? But when you're single, you're usually, and you're working the same job as somebody married, you're usually doing a little bit better than they are. It's just easier. That's a fact of life, right? So anyway, pressing on. Chronicle number 1, unbeknownst to me, was really about doing the new light main quest. Here I was trying to learn, what was this game about? Who are we? What are we doing here? And how did we get here from there, so to speak? And then I also wanted to know what are the mechanics of this game, because there's a whole litany of options in Destiny 2 about how to gear up, and then you've got the end game, right? And all of this, it could get fairly complicated, and those were all things I was trying to learn about. But what ended up happening is that while I was doing the Destiny 2 Chronicle, I decided to dip my toes into Twitch. I don't remember if it was while I was doing the Chronicle 1 or right before I started Chronicle 1, but I got into Twitch, and I was streaming on Twitch. My streams would go like most streamers, they would be several hours long, but I am also recording videos simultaneously, 4K videos of those Twitch streams for my YouTube uploads. And so my format on Twitch is the stream stays up, but every 30 minutes or so, I end the recording, and I put a BRB screen up, and we take a 2 to 3, sometimes 5 minute break. And then I go rename my file, and I get ready for the next episode. But it's all one stream. The stream stays up. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So anyway, what happened is that I was playing an episode on Twitch, and I had a viewer who I was chatting with as I played, and I totally missed the alarm for 30 minutes. Normally I end my episodes at 30 minutes, right? Or right around there. And I completely missed it. This particular episode went for about an hour. And during this episode, this viewer that I was chatting with, I can't remember his full name, but it was Kazi. It could be a he or her. I have the impression it was a he, but I'm just going to refer to him as a he because that's going to kind of come out almost without me thinking about it. So we'll just stick with that. But I'm just letting you know. I don't know, But anyway, Kazi let me know or was wondering, because he was listening to how I was talking and the questions I was asking, and he was saying, do you know about the legacy missions? Well, I had just learned about the legacy missions not too long before, and I remember, I think I even talked about it in Chronicle 1. I openly out loud wondered whether or not I should be doing that instead. So I asked him, I was like, I have heard about those. That's where you get those from Holiday over at the tower, right? And he's like, yeah, those are the ones. And I said, what are those missions about? And he said, they tell the whole story of Destiny 2. They set up, what's going on in this game and why we're doing all this stuff. I was like, holy smokes, that sounds like should I be working on those if I'm wanting to get the hows and whys all ironed out? He was like, yeah, those are the ones you should be doing. I was confused. I said, well, what's this main quest? I thought I had been working on the main quest. And he was able to make me understand, no, that's the New Light quest. That is the quest line for new players like myself who are coming into Destiny 2 late in the game, that start you out at a light level of 750 instead of 0 like everybody else did. And then it takes you through the mechanics of the game. This is what a strike is. This is what a raid is. This is what the Crucible is about. This is how you go from planet to planet, and you help out with bounties and stuff like that in order to achieve gear or currencies needed to upgrade that gear. And then eventually, I'm sure it probably also takes you through the end game and teaches you what the end game is all about, which is all stuff that I want to know about, but not before I know the hows and whys of who we are and how we got there. And that is the domain, explicitly the domain of the legacy quests. And so what I did in this hour-long episode is I just cut bait, like right away. As soon as I got what Kazi was saying, I was like, well, we're going to go do that. And I leave the European Dead Zone. I go to the tower and I start the Red War legacy quest right away. And I played several more episodes that night with Kazi. And then in the next couple nights, I actually completed the whole thing with a bunch of other viewers, right? And so I've completed the videos are waiting. They're going to be uploading here sequentially over the next several days. But it didn't take me long after I was finished with that night's streaming session for that hour-long episode to think to myself, I probably need to go rename my first Chronicle to indicate that this Chronicle is revolving around the New Light main quest. So I did. I think I called it New Light Warlock. And I need to break up my other videos here that are going over the Red War, and I need to make that a whole nother Chronicle. And then I need to make future Chronicles on the other 2 legacy quests. And then I'll come back to the New Light quest. That's kind of what's in my mind right now. So that's what I did. That hour-long episode, I took it into a video editor and I split it in half. You can see the first half of it is the last video in Chronicle number 1. And at the end of that video, I have a segment where I'm basically explaining what I'm talking about right now. And then the second half of that video is going to be the opening video of this series. And so when you go into episode 1, if it looks, sounds, and feels like you've been randomly dropped into the middle of a YouTube episode, it's because you have. That's exactly what's happening. It's the midpoint of that video I recorded where Cassie's explaining things to me, and then I start the Red Doom quest right away. And so this Chronicle here will cover the Red War, and the next 2 Chronicles I do in this game will cover those other 2 legacy quests. That'll be in the future. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Again, I am Aesop Grimm. I want to say thank you very much. If you found me, I am a new streamer, very new, and quite a new YouTuber as well. I have like 23 subscribers. I just got started in this thing. I've never really done this stuff before. And so if you found me in an ocean of options on either platform and you stuck around and gave me a shot, I really want to just say thank you for doing that. And honestly, my greatest hope is that this we're kind of in some pretty strenuous times right now. And so if this provided some escape for you, an ability to gain some entertainment or just relax and uncork a little bit while real life is kind of swirling around in the vortex outside, then I'm very pleased. It's not that I'm wanting to give anybody a place to run away from things, but just simply to get a break and a reprieve and exhale a little bit. And, times like this is when everybody really, in my own opinion, I guess I got to preface that, in my own opinion, everybody should really be going the extra mile to be unifying with one another. Try to be understanding with one another. And whenever you get groups of people, we call that a demographic, right? You can split demographics up in a whole bunch of ways. For us, we're gamers. That's common ground, And if we could just relax and have fun with this, and this has helped you do that some, that'd be fantastic, if I'm able to accomplish something like that. So anyway, I guess we'll end it on that. And I will see you in the next episode where this story begins. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.